On the 11th of November, I'd like to remember.
On November the 11th, I'd like to remember.
This November the 11th, I'll be thinking about.
On the 11th of November, I'd like to remember.
On the 11th of November, I will be remembering.
On the 11th of November, I would like to remember my granddad, Bert Fable. Bert was born in 1919, and although he survived the Second World War, I sadly never met him as he died before I was born. In 1939, Bert was attested and sent to Dover. The following year, he went to France with the BEF and was at Dunkirk, where he spent 2 days up to his waist in seawater. He was eventually evacuated and brought home for 48 hours leave. In 1943, he arrived in Egypt, having sailed around Africa on the Queen Mary. He was also in Palestine, Sicily and Italy, and also fought at the Battle of Monte Cassino. He was awarded the Italy and Africa Stars and was demobbed in 1946.
6 of my family members who have served in various conflicts over the last 100 years and sadly no longer with us today. My 2 great-great-uncles, Alfred and Sidney Fursland, were in the Royal Navy and lost their lives during the First World War. They were just 18 and 22 years of age. My granddad, Lance Corporal Norman Ellis, served with the 1st Battalion Wiltshires and was out in Burma in 1944. My dad, Sergeant Frank Chambers, was in the Royal Marines and serving on HMS Eagle. My brother-in-law, leading Air Crewman Adrian Lomas, was serving with the Royal Navy in 1982 in the Falklands conflict. And finally, my husband, Squadron Leader Martin Lomas, was serving in the RAF and was involved with the Gulf War in 1990 and the Rwandan genocide in 1994. I'm extremely proud to have had family members who've served our country.
My great uncle, Albert Edward Lester. He went missing around the 8th of May 1918 and was presumed dead. He'd signed up 4 years before. He'd served in Gallipoli, Egypt and France. He'd been mentioned in dispatches twice. He'd been awarded the Military Cross. He'd done all that and he died at just 22.
Edward and Thomas Allen. Edward and Thomas were brothers from Wistow Fen, born in 1887 and 1889 respectively. Edward fought in the Battle of Neuve Chapelle and went missing in 1915, aged 28. Thomas went missing the same year at the Battle of Gallipoli. Both were presumed to have been killed in action.
Both my granddads, who survived the Second World War. They both came from the Isle of Wight. Ronald Southwell, he was in the Territorial Army and he was manning the guns at Hayling Island. And Hilton Morey, who was in the Royal Engineers, he started off as a driver and progressed through the ranks to become a warrant officer and served in Egypt, India and Burma.
My great-granddad, Sergeant Henry Bonham. He was born in 1885, emigrated to Canada in 1915, joined up the 4th Mounted Fusiliers almost immediately at the beginning of the war, but then died on the 11th of April 1917 at Vimini Ridge. He was 32.